Hi guys, in this video I'll be showing you how to prep the wastegate. So what you need to do is take off these screws right here. There's going to be 6 of them around it. So once you take those off, there's going to be some springs inside. So I'm going to put in the 9-pound spring and the 3-pound spring. So the 9 and the 3-pound spring, making it 12 psi. So let me take it off and I'll show you guys. Okay, once you have the springs off, well, not the springs, but once you have the screws off, this thing is going to want to pop up. So what I did was I held it down. That's not going to be enough pressure, but it's not going to make it go flying everywhere. So once you have that off, go ahead and look at your the chart that what you want. So what I want is going to be the green spring and the yellow spring. The yellow spring is 3 psi and the green spring is 9 psi. So I want 12 in total, so I'm going to go ahead and put in the yellow spring and remove the red one. You can just take off the cap, everything is fine. The green spring is the one I need, as well as a yellow one. So with the kit, it has a yellow spring as well. I'm going to grab the yellow spring, put the yellow spring in the middle with the green spring on top. And now I'm going to close it back up. So to close it back up is going to be the tough thing. I have to push down on it and at the same time catch the bolt. And when you tighten it down, same way as you loosen it, when you loosen it, you're going to want to loosen it in like a crisscross pattern. And when you tighten it, you want to tighten it in a crisscross pattern as well. So if you tighten this one next, go slowly, like half a turn, half a turn, half a turn, half a turn, and keep going in a crisscross pattern. And then I'll show you guys. Okay, to press it down, it's gonna be a little difficult. So what I do is I rigged this up. The flange, just put it on a piece of wood so it doesn't like warp the flange. And top, just put a regular scissor jack, and just when you tighten it, it compresses the springs, which makes it perfect for you to install the screws. Now that I have springs on both sides, I'm pretty good now. I can now take it off the jack, but now I'll show you how to tighten it down in the top. Okay, now that you guys have it bolted down, just remember, make sure you go in a crisscross pattern when you're running this down. Once you go into the manual, it says torque it down to 51 to 55 inch-pounds or 5 foot-pounds. I'm going to go ahead and torque it down to 5 foot-pounds. I have it set right here. You're going to go in a crisscross pattern on this. So you torque this to 5 foot-pounds, you go across 5 foot-pounds, and then you keep going in a crisscross pattern. And I'll show you guys the next step. Alright guys, now to install your vacuum lines, you put a washer on the nut, the bolt. And you put your vacuum line on top, and then another washer, and go ahead and you can install onto the wastegate. Don't tighten it down yet, you can tighten it down later. Once you find out which direction you want to have it facing, you can have it whichever direction. The top one I'm gonna put for my blow off valve. So when the wastegate springs up, the pressure goes into the blow off valves, which opens up the blow off valve. And right here I have another one, so get that set up too. Remember, bolt, washer, vacuum, and another washer. So once you have those two installed, the bottom one I'm gonna run to my turbo. It doesn't matter which one you run to the turbo, but the bottom one I'm gonna have it running to the turbo, and the top one's gonna go to my blow off valve. With the bottom one, you can either have a vacuum line straight to the turbo, or you can have it teed off, and it can go from here to the T line, and from the bottom of the T line to the turbo, and then from there you can go to your boost controller, as you can see here and here. So if you install the boost controller, your top line is going to go in. Okay, so the top line goes to the boost controller, and the bottom line goes to the turbo side and to the bottom of the wastegate. So that's what it is. Remember, because the top one creates pressure, so if it goes from the bottom to the top, it's going to create pressure. they're both going to do the same thing, but that's how it is. That's how they show you in Precision Manual. It's pretty simple, straightforward, and that's it.